a note on who Kristen Faulkner is, in case you don't know her. So she went to Harvard. I think she was a lightweight rower, which a lot of Jason Osborne, some cyclists have done that. A lot of rowers do cycling training because it's a pretty comparable endurance activity. And then she was working in VC, in venture capital, I think in San Francisco. And then when she was 27, during COVID, peak COVID in 2020, she'd obviously been training before, but she joined Team Tibco Silicon Valley Bank. So they were sponsored by, co-title sponsored by the now, I think, defunct Silicon Valley Bank. So I don't know if they were the reason she got the spot on the team or what, but that was not a world tour team, but a decent team with a good program. 2020 she joins. Immediately in 2020, when she was 27, 28, she's like wins a stage in her first European race at Feminine International Ardèche, and she's 11th in Brabant-Sepel. So immediately she's a good rider. 21, on 21, last year of Tibco, she's like a top 20 rider in the world just about. She's like top 10ing World Tour Classics, top 10 Tour of Flanders. So clearly she's going to be a very above average professional cyclist. She moves to Jayco for 2 years and is seems to work there in 2022 where she...
When was Strade?
That was 23. But in 22, she was really, really good again. Won a Giro stage and won a Swiss stage, second on GC in Swiss. A good ITT. 23, I think there was a problem with her and the team. It must have been, because I don't know if it was a crash or what. I think there was a problem because she went back to America for half the year, only did 22 race days, got disqualified from Strade where she was in flying form and won in a similar fashion, was podium in a similar fashion to this. Moves to EF this year and she's just absolutely flying. 6th in Strade. Vuelta wins a stage on a flyer, wins the Natty Champs American Road Race, and now wins the biggest race of her career by far, even though the Giro stages were great, of course. So it's both a big upset, Benji. It's also not actually a huge upset. It actually makes sense that she won.
It makes sense, yes. I agree.
It's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. Yeah. She is actually an elite one-day rider.
It's definitely not a fluke. It's a kind of, if we look at men's cycling, it's a kind of scenario in which a Stuyven could potentially win that, but Faulkner was better than Stuyven. That's a weird comparison.
Well, that's the thing. It's we don't really have a comparison because normally we think Kopecky, Vos, and maybe Wiebes and Vollering are the best. But
it's like Ganna winning MSR.
Yeah, just by pure strength. She was clearly the strongest today. I don't have any other way to put it. She makes the front split. Okay, maybe Kopecky was the strongest, but the chase cooked her. But she also did a lot of work in this race with Kopecky in her wheel.
Yep.
So
I saw some people saying on the internet it's lucky she was wheel sucking Kopecky. That's bullshit. That's straight up bullshit. No.
So yeah, it's an incredible performance from her, and I wonder if she'll be able to kick on from this. And if you don't know the backstory to her being here, so Taylor Knibb, who was the triathlete who got a short contract on Trek, but can't ride in the peloton, obviously, she's on the road bike.
Neither on the TT bike last week.
Blumenfeld, take note. And Taylor Knibb got the road race spot because I don't know how the US qualification works, but which doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me that you can win the TT Natty Champs, get the TT spot. I understand that part of it, and get the road race spot. Faulkner won the American Road Natty Champs and got no spot, right?
Yeah, that does not make any sense to me in my head. But like you said, Taylor Knibb got that spot. And I think the reason that Taylor Knibb is not riding this road race, first of all, I don't remember her ever riding a road race in a peloton before. I recall her doing loads of ITTs because she's a triathlon person. And on the 6th of August, I think, is a triathlon as well, which doing this road race 2 days before probably isn't ideal preparation for that. I think a combination of those two factors is why Taylor Knibb gave her spot away and Faulkner is riding this instead. So Faulkner was not even supposed to be here. That's crazy.
Yeah, on the basic USA Olympics qualification, she was not in the team, and it had to be a decision from Taylor Knibb, who maybe if she'd already done the triathlon, she would have been like, no, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But maybe she wants to get E. coli. Yeah, but maybe she would have got E. coli if she'd done it before.
Talking about that, there's a Belgian triathlete now in the hospital because of E. coli, because of the sand already. So
it's crazy. Sorry, I got a cough in my throat. But yeah, like unbelievable sliding doors moment that Faulkner's in the race. In the end, it of course made sense for her to be there. Of course, Dygert played a big role in the end. For better or worse for the others, but yeah, what a win.
Yeah, certainly what a win. It's very nice also to see an outsider winning, in my opinion. I like to see that on great days like today, like an Olympics, road race, a world championship, stuff like that, because let's be honest about it, most of the races, it's the likes of Kopecky versus Vos versus the big guns, Vollering, Wiebes, etc. So to see outsiders getting those victories, that's always perfect to see. And also not just because it's a lucky win, but because it was purely done on sporting merit as well, where she was straight up super strong. Yes, like you said, you can say that Kopecky spent a lot of energy getting back from that first Montmartre, but I keep in mind with the fact that positioning matters. And yes, we can joke about Dygert causing that crash, which results to the USA winning, but that's not really true because eventually it was still Faulkner that was in position that made it work. And I think we definitely have to clap for that.